Dude, we've climaxed, motherfuckers. We've reached apex species level, boys and girls. Now, I don't know. I've been following the Soulja Boy train for as long as we can go, boys and girls, and I wanted to see how it would end. And I came with this prophetic view, I guess you could say, earlier on. I'm not trying to say that I fucking knew this was coming, but I knew it was coming, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it seems like that Soulja console isn't exactly for sale anymore. You know, you go to their websites, you might be able to buy the knockoff tablet, the fucking phone, the discount Apple Watch, but the game console is surprisingly not available anymore. And despite how much I guess I was a hater or all that kind of bullshit, whatever the fuck Soldier Boy wanted to definitely peddle with anybody criticizing this. Yeah, the console is not for sale, meaning that anybody that owns a Soldier Watch console, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it has a rare commodity. Because it seems Nintendo, and I fucking said this in that video, Nintendo is not going to take too kindly to this kind of shit. Now, let's recap for a second. This was a console that was basically drop shipped to people. Now, drop shipping isn't exactly illegal, I would say. Like, I don't even, it's not even in the gray area, to be honest. As far as drop shipping is concerned, drop shipping is the act of taking an order and then going to another seller and making the order and sending it directly to the user right there. You're literally an in-between. That's all you are. You are the middle person. And I said it in the video. If you wanted to buy this console, the Soulja console, you're very easily able to find it on Amazon or a third-party reseller or through like Alibaba or something of the sort, because this is one of those Chinese consoles that you can find on like Wish.com and all that bullshit and call it a day. So there's no reason for you to be paying the upmarket price that Soulja Boy is peddling to you. It seems that this console isn't exactly available from him anymore. In that video, I showcased that this console was advertised with Soulja Watch's branding, that it was going to run NES, SNES, Game Boy Advance, all those kind of games. This is one of those consoles where they have like a couple hundred games, like ROMs built in, and it's just one of those shiny emulators. That's all it really is, and that's the console that people were buying. Now, it was weird to me when Soulja Boy had released a system that he was so careless in selling a system that had NES, SNES, Genesis, all these games from big publishers out there, without any legal repercussions. And I knew that it wasn't going to end fucking pretty, ladies and gentlemen. It definitely did not, because it seems that those were removed. Now, apparently, there was speculation that Nintendo was hiring the fucking legal teams to lay some smackdowns, and it seems like that's exactly what's going to be happening. So Soulja Boy decided to tweet out that there was a couple, I think it was like 1 million or something sales, which I highly fucking doubt. I knew that this was a meme, but I don't believe that many people were dumb enough to actually go out and buy this. But then again, there's plenty of fools in the world, and if it's true, then they have all parted with their money. They ended up buying these systems, and he apparently made a killing. Now, I don't know if a lot of that has to do with, you know, being in the rap game. There's definitely a lot of hyperbole when it comes to earnings, all that kind of bullshit, when it comes to rap artists and all that nonsense. And the thing about it is that I didn't know if it was how much hyperbole it was, but at this point it doesn't really matter, because that's the fucking tweet that a lot of legal teams cream over. Because the moment you tell somebody that you made $5 million selling discount Nintendo consoles is the moment Nintendo lawyers don't give a fuck if you made $5 or $50 million. They will initially start off with the $5 million in damages. Lord forbid everything else they add on top of it. See, Soulja Boy is facing potentially a pretty serious legal issue. And Nintendo does not fuck around. If you guys don't know, they've actually been targeting even further, like in the ROM site sector. There was one ROM site, I don't know what it was exactly, which one it was, but they were charged with something like $16 million in legal fees for distributing Nintendo ROMs illegally. And of course, they're not going to pay out the $60 million. It's just Nintendo can fucking do that. But in this situation, Soulja Boy, I believe, has the net worth to cover whatever legal damages he has caused Nintendo. So they will definitely be taking him to court over all these reparations that Nintendo, in my opinion, definitely does deserve. You know, this is one of those systems where it is illegally repackaging ROMs, selling it off, and calling it a day. And the dumbest thing that could have happened over here is that if it was just drop shipping, it might have actually been okay. But the biggest problem with this is putting your fucking branding on this discount Ambernick console. That's what the fucking problem is. You know, you can't say that you're selling Super Nintendo ROMs and put your fucking branding into it. The only reason companies can get away with this is because they operate in like shady fucking seller zones, you know, places in China, places in, you know, the Russian Federation where like copyright laws, while they exist, are definitely not as enforced as you would think. And even if you're going to file for lawsuits over there, how fucking far are you going to go when the legal system is so geared against you? You're sitting in the United States, I would presume, where these guys have full legal footholdings. Putting your branding on a console, selling their ROMs, you have got to be... This is Sonichu levels of retardation, motherfucker. I do not understand how you could even have sold the consoles that you had and still be here without getting your neck snapped by Nintendo ninjas, alright? These guys do not fuck around. You know, there are companies like Microsoft that are one of the top tech companies in the world. These guys have infinitely more money than fucking Nintendo ever could, or would, or in any capacity. Yet they still don't fuck with shit like this. You can't put an emulator on the Xbox One Windows Store. You can't do that. Apple wouldn't even do it. No one would. Because then you're stepping on your business relationships, your basic courtesy, in my opinion, and you are actually opening yourself up to a legal landmine. Nobody is going to put that in their backyard and call it a day. So for you to pull it off, Soulja Boy, is, I don't know if it's being brave, being fucking naive, or everything in one, but this is exactly the outcome that you would have expected. And there are people that were literally like, man, you gotta respect his hustle. He's doing something nobody ever thought of. You think nobody ever thought of this shit? Do you honestly fucking think nobody did? Tons of people thought of this shit. A lot of people did. You want to know why they didn't do it? Because after 5 minutes of letting a thought like that fester in your fucking head, you realize, man, Nintendo doesn't fuck around. I could get sued pretty bad. Some people have, and you think you're going to get out of it? You think you're going to get away with it? Fuck no. All right, we've seen this shit happen in very, very small dosages. They don't dick around. Dude, they will cease and desist you for making a ROM game at this point. Not a ROM game, a fucking game just based off their characters at this point. Let alone selling systems that contain copyrighted game images that they are actually selling on their own currently to this day. You know, some of those games that were on those systems, I believe, were on the SNES Classic. They could literally file for damages saying that you stepped on their SNES Classic business. How bullshit would have been, you know, it depends in that a given situation, but these guys, they have legal teams that will fucking run circles around many people. They will, even if you were in the right, you know, they could pull a Sony on you and literally just fucking drive you into the ground, running a case forever and ever and ever. These guys have the battle of attrition. They have the will to do it. The legal teams that work at Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, whatever you want to call it, have a fucking hard-on. Any legal team has a hard-on for it. So is there definitely a lawsuit going on behind the scenes that we haven't exactly been given all the details to? Abso-fucking-lutely. There's no reason you're going to pull all that off and expect to walk away from this just fine. Making that one tweet that literally dictated that you made a very grand amount of money off of selling these pirate consoles was the fucking death blow, all right? Before that, you know, they were definitely keeping the investigations. The moment you made a fucking statement like that was the moment you fucked your entire business over. So I hope it was worth it for what it was, but I mean, it was, in the end, some shitty Chinese micro console that, you know, was running a bunch of ROMs. But now it could lead up to a lot of legal issues for this man's fledgling gaming empire that's being built up. You know, and by no means am I sitting here, you know, disrespecting or hating on the Soulja Boy. I think in the end the guy's done what he's done, but there are definitely some stupid situations that he's gotten himself involved in. And doing this is a very stupid thing to do. You want to build a gaming brand, that's fine. But even selling this console fucked you over. How far are you going to get in the gaming industry when you're literally selling pirate versions of the big manufacturers, the big publishers' games out there? It's not going to help you. You're not going to build your brand. You're not going to be given brand dealings or brand offers. It's just not going to work that way. So to have the level of intellect that you carried bringing forth by doing this would definitely not help your gaming dreams to become a reality. And at this point, I would be pretty fucking scared knowing that I would have a several $1 million lawsuit brought forward by one of the most legally notorious game publishers on the planet. And Nintendo does not fuck around. We've said it for years in the gaming YouTube community that these guys do not care. They will do whatever the fuck they can to absolutely smite you from the face of the earth if you so much as fuck with their intellectual property. So now that you're selling pirate consoles, or at least you used to be, I can only imagine the level of legal butthurt that these motherfuckers are going to be bringing down on you. But hey, you know, we all make mistakes, we all learn, and hopefully the consequences won't be too far outreaching. I, on the other hand, will hope that the Soulja Watch game consoles make a return back. Because, I mean, we all need lulls in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. We all need something to sort of giggle at. And I hope it comes back to an extent. I really hope it does. And in the end, I hope the best for every party involved. I don't want anything bad going on. Some people, you know, it's very negative to wish negative feelings on people. I hope Soulja Boy works these problems out. I hope Nintendo works these problems out. But let me tell you, watching this train wreck from the sidelines has been absolutely amazing. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.